The Black History Vault, Defenders of the People, Episode 1, Faith Before Fire, the Moorish Science Temple of America. Before the Panthers, before Malcolm X, before the words Black Power echoed across the country, there was a prophet who said, "Know thyself." His name was Noble Drew Ali, and he understood that before a people could claim freedom, they first had to reclaim their identity. It's 1913. Jim Crow laws dictate where Black people could live, work, and even walk. Lynching, discrimination, and intimidation are daily realities. African Americans are called everything but human. In the midst of this oppression, Drew Ali founded the Moorish Science Temple of America in Newark, New Jersey, a revolutionary movement that combines spirituality, history, and self-determination. Drew Ali taught that African Americans were not Negroes or colored, but descendants of the Moors, an ancient, noble, and accomplished people. He told his followers that their true heritage had been stolen, and that knowing it was the first act of liberation. Man is not the body nor the soul, he is a spirit and part of Allah, Drew Ali said, reminding his followers that spiritual awakening is the foundation for personal and collective freedom. Members of the temple carried nationality cards, declaring themselves Moorish Americans. They wore fezes and turbans as symbols of dignity and studied the Circle Seven Koran, Drew Ali's spiritual text, which combined Islamic teachings with moral guidance and the history of their ancestors. This was a movement not about violence but about empowerment. In a society that treated Black people as property, the temple taught mental and spiritual freedom first. By the 1920s, the temple had spread to cities like Chicago, Detroit, and Philadelphia. Drew Ali's followers built businesses, established schools, and created communities grounded in discipline, respect, and self-reliance. But the growth of the Moorish Science Temple attracted scrutiny. Police raids and legal harassment attempted to disrupt the movement. In 1929, Drew Ali was arrested on charges that many consider false, and shortly after, he died under mysterious circumstances. His followers called it martyrdom. The state called it justice. Despite this, the temple endured. It influenced later movements, including the Nation of Islam, and shaped the thinking of young Malcolm Little, who would become Malcolm X. Drew Ali's vision planted seeds that would blossom into the philosophies of Black nationalism and sovereignty in the mid-20th century. Every time a Black person declares, "I know who I am," or a community reclaims its history and identity, Drew Ali's influence can be felt. Before armed defense became necessary in the civil rights era, Drew Ali showed that identity and knowledge are forms of protection. The Moorish Science Temple proves that resistance begins in the mind. It reminds us that courage is not only measured in confrontation, but also in faith, dignity, and self-knowledge. Before the Panthers carried rifles, before the deacons for defense guarded churches, a prophet armed his people with understanding, and that was the first act of self-defense. This is the Black History Vault, Defenders of the People, Episode 1, Faith Before Fire. Like, comment, and subscribe to continue uncovering hidden chapters of history. Next, we explore the African Blood Brotherhood, where belief turned into protection.